Howdy y'all, this is Slim. I'm going to be hiking down the Florida Trail, Blackwater section, towards Hurricane Lake. It's just 5 miles. I'm going to be making a return loop. I hope to get down there and have a little lunch and hike back. You see, I'm wearing orange. The hunters are out. We've had a cold snap and they are out in droves. Deer love it when it's cold. They get to moving. So yeah, I'm wearing a lot of orange today. I want to be very careful. There's a hunter. He's got his truck down there parked there. There was a couple right down the road here where I parked at the trailhead. It's kind of a bummer. These guys are actually hunting right here next to the Florida Trail, Blackwater connector, but it is their right. As long as they're off of a numbered road, they can hunt. So just want to be super careful. Let's go. I don't know if you can hear that or not. That's the baying of dogs, mini hunting dogs. They're off in the distance and they've got one, cornered, whatever, and they're rounding them up towards the hunters. Yeah, I gotta be careful today. Okay, the trail is super thick. The blazes are blue because this is the connector trail off of the Florida Trail. It's part of the Florida Trail, but it's really what's called the connector. So it's not blazed in orange or white or red. It's the blue. This is going to take me all the way to Hurricane Lake. Now, I began at the Junction Redground connector. It's like a little junction. It went 3 different ways. And I'm headed towards Hurricane Lake. It's beautiful in here. I got started at 9:15 in the morning. Currently it is 61 degrees. Tonight it is going to drop down to freezing. So the hunters will be out even more tomorrow. And then this evening, there'll be a lot of hunters out today. This is big hunting season right now with the temperature changing. Plus we have the season. You have to only hunt bucks. No does right now, so only bucks. But yeah, they're out. I hear the dogs. I seen 2 trucks. I seen 2 hunters with their rifles sitting out in the road. They'll just sit out there and wait for the dogs to come home, to bring the deer to them. Terrible. But yeah, I'm making my way. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. See you in a bit. The trail is dropping and the vegetation is changing a little. I looked at the map. Well, there's a little boardwalk. Oh, it's covered in stuff. I don't know if you can even see that there. A little boardwalk. Overgrown. Hardly used here, but yeah, it's just a little bottom. The next creek I'm going to come to, or the first creek I'm coming to today, is called Mare Creek, M-A-R-E, like a horse, mare. But that's still quite a ways. I believe that's probably a mile away. But yeah, this is thick. You see these branches reaching out across the path here? And it rained last night. The wind is kicking. Look at those trees. The wind is kicking. We had a front come through in the middle of the night. Yeah, so it's nice. Definitely windy. We'll definitely be applying the chapstick today. Yes. Check back in with you here in a little bit. Howdy. Walking down this trail. It is thick, super thick and overgrown. I don't think they've come down here just crossing a boardwalk. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's all overgrown. I mean, everything is overgrown. I'm getting snagged up on branches and stuff like that as I go. That's all right. I can avoid it. It's cool. I don't think I have to worry about bugs this morning. It's super windy. I'm not going to have to worry about mosquitoes. But it is beautiful in here. Absolutely gorgeous. Yes. Look how pretty that is. I still hear the dogs. I think I'm heading their direction. I'm wondering if those dogs belong to the hunters that I saw back up the trailhead. They were all camped out, waiting for the dogs to round the deer up. Let me give you all a little example of how thick this trail is. Look at that. Okay, I have to go through that. And it is super, super thick. I don't see any spider webs yet, but this is thick and overgrown and unkempt, rough in here. These little bottoms, here's a little crossing. You can't even see it because the leaves are over it, but it's going to come up here and then it's going to turn. But it's thick. I mean, look at this trail. Look at this. Look how thick that is. I'm ducking. There was a section back there I actually had to get down and crawl. Look at this. Look how thick that is. I'm having to duck down, way down to crawl through this. Super, super dense. And these are all briars and stuff. Wow, it's like a tunnel. I mean, I'm ducking. I'm crouching to get through this. And even though it's lighting up here, it's still thick. And I am crouched because I don't want to get covered in water. And somebody just shot. That sounded like shotgun, buckshot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I do believe that, and the dogs have stopped barking. Yes. That there's going to be somebody's dinner. For sure. All right, moving on. I'll catch back up with you guys here in a little bit after I've made my way through this thickness. All right, it has opened up a little bit where I can stand up. Like I said, I did hear gunshot. It sounded like a shotgun. Wasn't too far away, but you can never tell. Sound carries through here in an odd way. So it's hard to kind of gauge distance from the sound of a gun. It wasn't too far away, within a mile, I'd say. But yeah, so talking about where I started. I started at the Wiregrass, Jackson, Redground Junction. That's where this part of the Blackwater connector, the name changes. At that junction I started, and then I'm gonna hike all the way to Hurricane Lake. And at Hurricane Lake, I'm gonna scout around a little, take some photos, and might fly the drone, and eat lunch, and get back on the trail going back through hunter-infested woods. Yeah, hunter-infested woods. And I'm a hunter. I understand. There's a little bottom down there behind me. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty in here. Oh, it's pretty. And cloudy day because that front that came through, 61 degrees, 9:35. Yeah, it's pretty. Check back in with you guys here shortly. There's a little crossing down here. It's all dried up. I don't think this is a creek or anything, just a bottom. But yeah, there's a little wooden crossing. It's rotten. Oof, it's rotten. I just want to be careful. It's shaky. And onward. All right, the trail is starting to go down, down, down. And I checked the map, and I am closing in on Mare Creek. I have no idea what it's going to look like. There's no image on the far out map, so it may not actually be anything to kind of see. I don't think I'm going to be crossing it at this area, but I'm definitely going down, 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 down. Let's see what happens here at the end. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Ooh, it is getting dark in here. I am coming down to this creek bottom. It is quite thick and beautiful. Cedars. Lots of small cedars. Okay, we're gonna keep going down this trail here. And hopefully this will cross this Mare Creek. It may have went around it down there. But yeah, it's dark. Dark in here. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly when I get through this little cedar forest. Howdy. You know, I was just thinking, yeah, I'm ducking. It's thick. There is nothing like a wet winter hike. The temperature's dropping and it rained, so everything is wet. It's crisp, but wet. Crisp air, wet trees because of that little front. Yeah, I'm sniveling just a little. I've got my chapstick on and I'm trying to avoid as much water as I can. I think I've just made it through that tight cedar hammock back in there. It was dark, very beautiful. And I still have not crossed this Mare Creek. I do believe I'm coming up. I'll check back with you here in a minute. All right, here we go. Okay, we have come to Mare Creek Crossing. Let's see here. Oh yeah, look at that. Mare Creek. Yeah, the little crossing there. Looks like there's a road that runs over there next to it. They put rocks in, forest road. But yeah, let's walk down here now. It is slippery and I want to be careful. And that is quite deep. I don't know if you can see the bottom there. That's probably 3 or 4 feet deep. I'm not going to gather water. I don't need it. I've got plenty of water. It's only probably about another 2.5 miles, 3 miles to Hurricane Lake, where they have amenities, you know, bathrooms, showers, and water. But yeah, this is Mare Creek. Never been down here. Okay, I'm gonna cross Mare Creek. Crossing. Ooh, it is slippery, slippery, slippery. I just heard something jump in the water. But yeah, I'm gonna cross it. I just want to be super, super careful because of how slippery it is. Yeah, Mare Creek crossing. Onward. Look at that tree. Covered in mushrooms. Bright white. Almost a fluorescent green on them. Wow. That is pretty. Not sure if you guys and gals remember me mentioning that this section of the Florida Trail, which is the Blackwater Connector, on Far Out Map, the app, it doesn't have a lot of detail. For instance, that Mare Creek that I just passed, it's not even, there's no pin there to tell you if it's good water, comments, you know, all the details. There's no pin there. So maybe I should do that, put a pin in, because there's no information on that, and it is clear. It wasn't moving. You could get water if you wanted to. I don't need it, but there's no detail. So I'm not sure why Far Out has not added information. Yeah, you see how thick it is? I am dodging and weaving. But yeah, I don't know why they haven't put any information. Maybe I should do that. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I might be the guy for the job. Hey, I want the job. I'm on the job. Check back in with you guys here in a bit. In the thickness, I'm dodging and weaving. Trail is crossing a road. Yes, it's a forest road. Oh, there's a bridge down there. I may walk down where that bridge is before I continue on. You can see the blue blaze there in the middle. But there's a bridge. Yes, let's walk down there. Maybe there's something to look at. And I may cross that bit of water down that way. But yeah, I'm gonna speed up. Let's walk down there. I've got time. So today is no rush. Like I did stop back there at the Mare Creek. And I don't know what this is. It's big. That's an old metal bridge. I'll have to look on Far Out to see just which creek that is. Mare Creek. Okay, so we did a little crossing, but this is also Mare Creek. So Mare Creek is kind of twisting and turning. But this is the actual bridge crossing. Trail's back that way. Yeah, let's check this out. I'm gonna let you come in for a closer view, but look at that bridge. Yeah, it's old. It's old. I hear the trees are squeaking. They're touching each other. But let's go over here and take a look. Metal grate bridge. It's old. Probably from the 50s. Oh, that is pretty, pretty, pretty. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then over here, I hear it. It's flowing. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. Okay, I just left the Mare Creek Bridge. That was a bridge for cars. And it is thick in here as well. Looks like I'm about to be walking down towards it again. Oh, look at that. They're gonna want me to cross that? Oh, goodness gracious. That thing is leaning. It is is that one? That is one massive pylon, hewn pylon. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's leaning. It's leaning bad. That's dark. Now it is moving. It's not stagnant. It's just very tannic, brown. But yeah, that's the crossing. Because if you can look up ahead there, there's the marker. And then they want me to jump over those stumps. Oh my goodness. And then when I get to the other side, whoo. Okay, this is cool. I'm digging this. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's leaning probably on about a 30-degree lean. Yeah. Wow. Here I go. I'm going to let you guys watch this. I'm going to let you witness, okay? Witness failure or success. Let's see here. Ooh, it's slippery. I'm gonna walk like this. I'm not walking forward because it's leaning that way, and it is slippery. If I do slip, I'm not gonna save the phone. I'm gonna throw the phone and probably go into the drink. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going super slow. Goodness gracious. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now look over here. Look what awaits me at the end. You see that? This is just big old cedar log just boom, falling right there. It's come loose from the bedding over here, the bank over there, and they've just cut it. Chunk, chunk, get it out of the way. Actually, that's pine because I see the bark. But yeah, I'm gonna bring this in a little, and I'm gonna have to cross this and crawl over all these logs. Now, okay, I see where the trail continues. Instead of going up there, I'm gonna jump that way. And then up over all these roots. Goodness. Okay, there's the creek. There's the creek. Now, this is one of them creeks you'd see a snapping turtle in. And then it's gonna continue over this log here. Yeah. And down and around. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is beautiful down in there, though. Look at that. Yeah. I'm going to continue. I'm going to carry on. I don't want to fall in at this point. I've made it thus far. There's the creek down there. That's pretty. That's pretty. And what's strange about it is there's no like photos of this on the far out. And this so far has been the one beautiful thing. That crossing through there that I just went across, the trees and all, that was treacherous. Very beautiful. All right, I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Wow, that Mare Creek and crossing with all those logs, that was beautiful and dangerous. The bridge was on an angle like that. Yeah, so I had to turn sideways to cross it, but that was gorgeous. If anything on this hike was worth it, the Mare Creek the Mare Creek crossing is well worth it. Yeah. Check back in with you guys here shortly. So I've looked at far out. Looks like the next thing coming up here is Blackwater River. It's not going to cross it. It looks like it's going to edge up next to it. The trail is going to move there next to it and then turn away from it. Now, I will be crossing the Blackwater River later on. I have gone 1 mile, and I think I have 4.6 miles to go or 4.5 miles to go. But yeah, I'm taking my time. I've got my lunch with me. I've got a windbreaker with me, and my drone. We'll see when we get down to Hurricane Lake whether I fly the drone or not. But yeah, I'm having to have the camera in front a lot because it is super, super thick. I don't have but maybe a foot and a foot and a half on each side of me. But yeah, I like to have it to the side, but until it opens up, I'll be having it in the front. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly when I get down here to this Blackwater River. There it is up ahead, Blackwater River. Not very black, is it? No, it's not. Oddly, the trail just took a little turn down the other way, like a 90-degree turn. But yeah, there is Blackwater River in all its glory. Just admiring the Blackwater River. This river, very historic river. It goes all the way up to Alabama. And you can take a canoe. And the Native Americans did. From all the way up in Alabama, would take Blackwater all the way down into Florida here, into the Panhandle. But it is beautiful. Now, it's not flowing very much. I could go down there. I'm not going to walk down that steep little cliff there, but I could walk down there and collect water if I wanted to. I have kayaked in that. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm not going to cross here. It looks like the trail goes on along the river and then skirts it for a while, and then there is a crossing another mile or two up the road, up the trail. But yeah, Blackwater River, she's pretty. Check back in with you guys here in a bit. Down on Blackwater River. Yeah, walking along, skirting the Blackwater River. It's quite lovely down here on the Blackwater River. You see that down there? See that river down below? I'm gonna walk the edge of it. Trail continues. There's a road here. A road on the campfires. People have driven down, they've camped here. The road's over there. Trail's gonna continue on across. But yeah, down here on the Blackwater River. Pretty. Down on Blackwater River. Come to this post on the side of the road with the number 2 on it. I wonder what that is. Maybe it's because I've gone 2 miles. I have been walking uphill for the last 3 minutes. At least I think. I'm still walking uphill. Walking up and away from that Blackwater River bottom. Whoo-hoo! There's a sign that says the trail is turning to the left. Yeah, but is it gonna level out? Oh, I'm at the top. I'm at the top. I'm at the top. No, Now I'm going down. Yes. Down, down, down. Here we go. Headed downward. So I decided to stop. That big log that I just crossed, I stopped, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 feet up. Figured it was a good place to rest my body, drink some water. This is the actual first stop I've made so far today. I checked far out. It shows that I've got 3.5 miles to go to get to Hurricane Lake. So I've only gone 1.5 miles. It's not super far, but I wanted to stop and drink some water. You hear all them dogs? Listen to them. There's probably 20 dogs down there. Maybe not 20, 10. They're on the trail of a deer. Hunting dogs. What a racket. Okay, I'm back on the trail after my break. I hear all them hunting dogs, and the trail seems to be going the direction of the dogs. I'm not worried about the dogs. I'm more worried about the hunters, or concerned. But the dogs, I got a stick. They don't want to mess with me. They're all a bunch of little hound dogs. They're little basset hounds, beagles. They're the best. Those little suckers will get in anywhere. They're not made to actually tackle the deer, attack the deer. They made to round them up. All that baying, all that barking, they'll run a deer. And then you want them small in their ears and their sense of smell. The beagle, the little hounds, the little ones. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm not worried about the dogs. But it looks like I'm about to come up to another little road here. I'll check back in with you guys here in a bit. Dogs, lots of dogs. I promise I'm not going to make this whole video about hunting deer and hunters. I just crossed that road and I looked to the right. There's a guy sitting in the truck. He's had all his orange on. He looked at me. I'm not a deer, man. He looked at me. Yeah, he's got the boxes in the back of his truck with the dogs. I can still hear him. He's just let them out, and he's sitting there on the road. He's sitting on the road. He's got his little tracker, and he can track his main dog. Yeah, hunters. I seen him. He seen me. I kept on going back into the woods, entering into this huge old pine hammock. Look at that. Look at that. Gorgeous. Look at those pines. All right, the map shows that this is Honey Creek. There's no water in that. They do have an old, funky, rotten footbridge to cross it. I see that people have not used it because it is rotten, and there is no water. I believe it probably begins here underground, but yeah, there's nothing. The trail's going to continue on. I'm going to squishy through this and make my way. There is no Honey Creek at said location. All right, I just crossed that little area. It was known as Honey Creek. There was no water. This is a big bottom. And now I know why I'm hearing lots of dogs. I know there's a lot of deer in here, but I just seen a set of some of the biggest deer tracks I've ever seen. They're not hog tracks. Those were deer tracks. That's a big old buck. Yeah, this is probably a buck heaven right in here, and the hunters know that. These guys have been hunting this for a long time. Their grandpappy told them about this place. So yeah, there's some big deer in here. I'm coming to a sign here. Let's see what it says. State Forest. Yes, we know that. A double striped line. I don't know if y'all can see that. More dogs in the background. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going down this trail. Check back in with you guys here in a bit. Sign says 3 miles. It's been quite windy today, like very windy. This is one of them days that you got to be careful of the loose limbs, the widowmakers falling. Yeah, look at these trees. Oh yeah, just rocking and rolling. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Today is the day that stuff falls. All right, moving on. I just passed an area called Blueberry Hill. It's a campsite, I guess. I looked it far out, I couldn't find anything, and people complain there's really nowhere to set up. They call it Blueberry Hill because there's a lot of blueberry bushes, lots of them. See that there? That's all blueberries. Blueberries, and they are everywhere. Of course, it's May is the time to get your blueberries. Yeah, it's thick in here, but I wouldn't camp here. Don't know why they have this designated as a camp spot on the trail. I mean, you could set up in there and find a spot to camp, but there's much better places to camp than Blueberry Hill. Blueberry Hill. All right, talk to you guys here in a little bit. All right, I'm going into a bog here. A lot of magnolia and holly gum trees. Oh, look, we've got a boardwalk to cross down here at the bottom of this thing. Might be kind of rickety. I just want to be careful. Oh, yeah, shaky, shaky. Rotten. Yeah. This little section doesn't get too much love. No, it doesn't. But I'm sure when it rains, this is nice. A nice little place to cross. See if you can look how thick that is back up in there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, it's a swamp bottom here. All right, I'm going to continue and make my way. Just gotta be careful here on my footing. This is rotten, slippery, and shaky, shaky. Yeah. And across. Talking about Blueberry Hill, this is a spot not too far, maybe a 1/10 of a mile beyond it, heading towards the lake. And I would camp here. This is clear and beautiful. This is an old logging trail. You can see there's a tree across it. It's not been used in forever. It goes through this way and carries on that way. But if I was to stay, wanted to camp in this area, it wouldn't be on Blueberry Hill. That's a bunch of magnolias and gum trees. It's kind of thick in there. But look at this. See how clear this is? It's kind of a pine straw bedding. Large pines. Yeah, this is where I would stay if I had to set up camp on the trail or there off it. Yeah, just past Blueberry Hill. All right, the trail has made its way down. I looked at the map and I'm going to be entering into a wetland. And there is a boardwalk. I don't trust this boardwalk. I can see that it looks pretty rough. I don't know if you could see it or not. It's wooden, like a dock, covered in leaves. So what I do, and I can't walk beside it. I'm gonna see if you guys can take a look at that. It's all rickety and wrong. What you do is you look at it and you find out where the screws are. So there's screws there, and there's a screw here in the middle, right there in the middle. And so I'm gonna walk there because there is a board underneath that. Just in case it does give way, it's got a little extra something. Yeah, I'm gonna be real careful. It's bouncy, and it does continue. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this thing is coming apart. And it goes. This is all boardwalk here. Yeah, I don't wanna fall through it. Yeah, I don't want to, that's not trail, that's decking I'm stepping on. It does look like it ends up here a little bit in a ways, and I'll be off it because I don't feel very safe walking on this thing. I'm taking my time. Yeah, taking my time, and I'm off it. All right, so now I am in a wetland, and this is going to be quite large here. It's going to start heading towards Blackwater River, where I'm actually going to cross it. Yeah, it's wet down in here and squishy. I will check back in with you guys here shortly. yeah, this little wetland here is going on and on and on. It is quite thick. I'm having to duck. All of the, I'll give you an example here. I'm gonna have to duck underneath that, and there was a boardwalk there. It's completely rotted out. Wow, I'm actually gonna go around that. Oh, let me look back at that. That's the trail. Yeah. Okay. So it's pretty thick in here and wet. I just want to be real careful. But yeah, this is all wetland. There's a lot of stumps and cedar knots, cypress knees, magnolias knots, roots and stuff that I'm having to watch my footing. It's going on and on and on down here in this wetland marsh. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly when I make my way up another boardwalk. Listen to them dogs. Now, I believe it's the same pack. I have heard them to the left of me, to the right of me. Of course, the trail keeps doing all kinds of stuff like this, but they're just right over there. Will you dogs hurry up and get that deer? Please, get him. Take him to your daddy or something and stop with all the barking. I'm on the trail. No, they're doing what they do and they love it. This is their time of year. They live for this, these hunting dogs. I am still in this bottom. It's been kind of thick and a little creepy down in here. The trees are blowing. It's gray sky and it's been wet. I am enjoying it, but I am moving on. Sinuses are starting to run a little bit. It is cooling and cooling and cooling. It was, I forget what it was this morning, 61 now. It's done dropped 7 degrees. Tonight it's going to freeze. So yeah, I got to get to the lake, check out the lake, and I got to go all the way back. I better get to it. Hi, I am 3/4 of a mile from the Kennedy Bridge, which is going to cross the Blackwater River. I'm not sure if it crosses on the Kennedy Bridge or if they have their own little bridge there, because the map is showing that the trail is actually off of the bridge. I don't know. I've never been down there, but I'm hoping to get there at 12 o'clock, which is my lunchtime. And I am hungry. Look at that dead pine tree right there. Oh, look at the size of that thing. Oh yeah, all the limbs on the ground here. There's another one. And another one. They're all dead. Yeah, widowmakers, possibly. I don't want to find out. My wife, she loves me, and she's happy that I'm on these trails, but not as long as I, stay healthy and safe and don't get hurt. So I will check back in with you guys here shortly as I avoid the widowmakers. Huge, old, gnarly cedar trees down here. I know this image doesn't do it any justice, but that thing is massive. See that tree there? It's a holly tree that's broken right across the path. Now that thing is broken up there about 10 foot in the air. What would do that? I mean, it's living, it's alive. Something has broken that tree, snapped that tree right there in the middle. That's about 10 foot high across the trail. Why would somebody do that? I came across, you see that skull? That is a white-tailed deer skull. And next to it is a big chunk of bone, like pelvis. Yeah, something had a meal right here. I'm not sure what's going on. I have come down to the Blackwater River. There was a broken limb, big limb at 10 foot high break. up above the trail, and then I found a bunch of deer bones, and then I found another set of deer bones right there in the vicinity. So yeah, something down here is very active, is hunting deer, and is eating them whole here in this area. Not sure, but yeah, I'm going to kind of look around. I'm about to walk down to the river and take a look. So yeah, the trail has come down to Blackwater River again. It's going to skirt along it probably for, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a mile, and then it's going to come to the Kennedy Bridge and cross it. But yeah, it's beautiful down here. It's a chilly day. I don't need water. I could get water from that if I wanted to. There's a lot of houses that are on the Blackwater River, and this filter would filter out everything. That doesn't mean I want to drink what it was filtering out. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I'm not going to drink from this. It's pretty, though. Still trying to figure out the situation with all those deer skulls. Yeah. Back on the trail. Walking along here. Trail has been skirting this Blackwater River quite a ways. You see it down there? Look at all those cedar trees that have been cut and fallen across there at the river. Beautiful. Massive, massive cedar trees down in here. Absolutely huge. This is very, very nice. I have not been on this section of the trail, and I am loving it. There hasn't been any logging in here for a long, long time. This pine tree I'm standing next to, look at the size of that thing. It's huge. It's huge, straight as an arrow. It's a telephone pole, massive telephone pole. The cedars are huge, and they would have been taken out long ago. Now, these things are old, 100 years old plus. It's just too thick, too deep in the woods, but that river is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm trying to make my way to the Kennedy Bridge where I'm going to have some lunch and then make my way to the Hurricane Lake. Check back in with you guys here shortly. Look at that. White dune on the shoal of the Blackwater River. Now, that's quartz. And this is the same sand that makes its way down to the Emerald Coast to give it its sugary white sand appearance. It's quartz. Apparently, it's all coming down from somewhere in the Appalachians. But look at that. Beautiful. White sand dune on the shoal of the Blackwater River. So walking along, and I have come to a bench. And that is going to overlook two dunes, two shoals, two white sandy shoals. Let me step back so you can kind of see what the bench would see. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? That is gorgeous. And that took some effort to get that down in here. That's concrete. That bench is made of concrete. Lovely. So this is a memorial bench. It says, "In memory of Susan Shipley Fishbaugh, donated by the Western Gate Chapter, Florida Trail Association." How lovely. So I decided to stop here at this memorial bench to eat my lunch. What better place to do it? I was going to go down to the Kennedy Bridge. It's a 1/10 of a mile, but I've got this view. I've got this bench. I think this is the spot that a lot of people stop at. I'm going to stop here and eat. It is 11:53. What's on the menu? I've got some mixed nuts. These are the unsalted kind. Some boiled eggs my wife boiled for me. Thank you, Ashley. Pork rinds. Oh, you know I love them. And a keto pound cake. No flour. Almond flour, egg, cream cheese, lemon, and vanilla. Oh, delicious. So yeah, I'm just going to sit back, snack up. and then get back on the trail. Look at that view. Yes, it's lovely. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. So, I just thought of something. I haven't talked to you guys about my health in quite a while. Talking about the diet, only eating 2 meals a day within a 6-hour window. That goes along with fasting. Believe it or not, your body doesn't need as much food as you think it does. Yes, I love food. It's like my favorite hobby, which is a horrible hobby for a diabetic. Gotta watch my footing here going down a little slope. But yeah, I found that fasting for like 24 hours, 36 hours, 78 hours, it's actually very, very beneficial. So if you eat every day, or if you snack all day long, you never get the benefits of your body being able to reset itself. Yes, cells, even stem cells. You go into what's called autophagy. It's where it's called self-eating, where the body, it gets to a point where it doesn't have any food, you're not starving. Now your stomach, it's a traitor. It's a sellout. It's going to open the castle gate and let all the enemies in. Your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, your brain, they know what's up. And they cannot produce stem cells, which they will produce stem cells if you go into autophagy. It takes like 3 days of fasting. What happens is the body goes in and it finds all the cells that are damaged or corrupt or bad, and it burns them away. And then it produces new cells, stem cells. Like a shot of, half a milligram of stem cells is like $10,000. Well, your body can produce them, but you've got to fast for like 3 days at least. You will feel amazing. You've got to get through those first few days, but after that, your body starts to heal itself. Quite amazing. Don't take my word for it. Just look up intermittent fasting. Thought you might want to know. All right, the trail has come to the Kennedy Bridge, and there's a truck that just went by, going over the Kennedy Bridge, and the trail is going to get on this road here. Nobody down there. That's just a little landing down there at the Blackwater. There's the Kennedy Bridge. Now, I think that, let's see here. Yes, I see a blue marker on the side of the bridge there, on the post. You see it there? Showing that it goes to the left. So that means I'm going to actually cross the bridge. See it right there? Nobody's coming that way. Step up here on the Kennedy Bridge Road and start making my way. All right. Yes. I'm going to walk over here. This is quite a big bridge, and this is going to cross the Shoal River. I'm sorry, this is going to cross the Blackwater River, not Shoal. That's a whole other river in another county. We're in Santa Rosa County. But yeah, so I'm going to be making my way that way. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Yeah, here I am, crossing the Kennedy Bridge. That's Blackwater down there. See why it gets its name? It's black. Big river. Low right now. Look at that. Yeah. Quite lovely down here in Blackwater River, Santa Rosa County. No diving from bridge, the sign says. Yeah, you don't want to dive from that. You'll break your neck. And we're probably 40 feet up. This is a big bridge. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. I am leaving Blackwater behind me. I will not come to Blackwater again until I come back this way. Because remember, this is a round trip I'm going to be doing. This is a big bridge, big old bridge crossing Blackwater. I will check back in with you guys shortly. What is that? somebody has put some flowers here that are pinned to the thing. Probably a little memorial for somebody that may have gotten a wreck, lost their life, jumped off the bridge head first. Who knows? Yeah. Onward. I see another one. There's a cross there. Let's see what that is. A cross with some flowers and I don't know if that's a teddy bear or something there, a memorial to somebody that had lost their life here. Oh, he was a hunter too, because there's deer antlers on that thing. WUV. W-U-V. Rocky Lucas, always, July 15th, 2013. We love you. Precious. All right. I'm making my way. All right, so I just walked that road a little bit past the bridge, and the trail is about to go back into the forest. It's a large cleared off area. You can see people have parked in here and they go and swim down there under the bridge. But yeah, I am going back in the woods. There's some signage here. This hiking trail was built and is maintained by volunteers of the Florida Trail Association. To find out how you can help, contact www.floridatrail.org 877-HIKE-FLA. This is the Florida Trail. Yes. And I am going to make my way. I have a mile to go to get down to Hurricane Lake. The temperature is dropping. It's almost 60 degrees now. Started out, it was 68, but it is dropping slowly. The wind is blowing. I've got chapstick and I've got deer tallow and beef tallow for my face, and I've got a windbreaker and I've got a buff and I've got gloves, and I came prepared. When I head back, I'll probably wrap up, because the temperature, now that it's past, the sun is past its zenith, it's noon, it's gonna start chilling off. We're gonna get into the freezing tonight. But yeah, a lot of blueberry bushes. A lot of blueberry bushes. All right, I will check back in with you guys here shortly. This trail has been lovely today. That whole section with the, on the Blackwater, with all those huge ancient, look at the size of this tree. I mean, just look at the size of that pine tree. It's old. That thing's 100 years old. I'm not kidding. But yeah, a lot of ancient trees. Yeah, love it. I have come to a road. Trail's going to carry on across, but this is Bullard Church River Road. Old country road. Making my way onward. I think that's actually going to be one of the last things. That's what Far Out shows. It's on the map until I get to the lake. Of course, there's been a lot of stuff that's not on Far Out. Remember, I was telling you all about that. But I think it's going to be the last little bit. It's gorgeous in here. I see a large pine forest. So I can get through this. I want to show y'all what I'm looking at. Look how pretty that is. That just goes for miles. Absolutely beautiful. So I just had a thought. I wonder if I'm going to pass any other hikers. You know, I haven't seen any footprints. I know this path gets taken quite a bit. It's worn. It is kind of cool. This is hunting season. A lot of hikers don't like to hike during hunting season, especially these next couple of weeks here. These hunters get desperate. The hunting season, the ruts will be coming. That's the mating season for the deer. And hunting season will be coming to an end. So they're They're trying to meet their quota. They get hitting it hard. Look at that. Look at that meadow. I'm gonna step off the trail. Oh, that is gorgeous through there. Look at that. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna run into another hiker or not. If I do, I'd like to do a short interview with one. Yeah, it's beautiful. I don't know if the sun was blowing that out. I'm getting ready to come into another opening here. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it didn't bother me whether I run into another hunter or not. Oh, look at that, huh? Look at that. If I do, yay. If I don't, yay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So far, I've had the whole trail to myself. I own this trail. Just came upon this little sign here at this Yupon holly tree. That's very nice of them to label that. Yupon is the one with the little red berries. Let's see if I can get that little red berry in the image. I don't know if you can see that little red berry there. So remember, I was in another video of mine, I was telling you guys that the Yupon leaf is the only other plant in North America that produces caffeine, the leaf. Yes, Yupon holly. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Little valley. They've cleared all this out. Second growth. There's some old, they've left some old ones. They've burned. Slopes down. You can see the rise down below. Absolutely beautiful. Way up beyond it, I am just starting to make out the lake. The lake and the campsites. Oh yeah, I see a camper way over there. It is beautiful in here. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll check back in with you guys as soon as I get down to the lake. We're about to wrap this up. The trail keeps going that way, but then there's this little dirt road that's going to go down to the lake. Because the trail actually goes up and down near the lake and then up above the lake and around the lake and carries on. I don't need to keep going because I'm not going to Alabama. No, not this time. I'll do that next time. Right now, I'm just going to walk down to the lake. Yes. Cross this little road here and then walk down. I will check back in with you guys here shortly when I get down to the lake. It's down there. All right, we are entering into a Forest Service Agriculture and Consumer Services area. This is a fee area, and it's only $2. I'm only going to be down here about 20 minutes, but it's only $2. It helps with the stuff that they do. Clear this area, maintain the campgrounds, pave the roads. So I went ahead and paid it. It's quick, it's easy, it's online, and I'm good to go. I feel good about it. You should too. Here I am, walking down into the Hurricane Lake Park campground. This is the primitive side. You can see the sign there down here at Hurricane Lake. Entering in, there's the host that lives here. This is a fee area. You got to have a reservation, even for day use. You can see it day use. It's online. You pay to camp. The price is actually different, tax per person above age. It's actually $2 a person, and then the camping primitive, I think, is like $13 a person. It's well worth it. It's very windy. We are in December. The temperature's dropping. Let me turn this way. But yeah, it's really nice. If the camp host was out, I'd go talk to him. I'm not going to go knock on his door. He's over there behind me there in his place. I imagine his truck's there. I don't see any tents set up in here. I did see a car pull in. There's a nice little bench. But I am going to walk down to the water here. Look at that. Look at that lake behind me. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous Hurricane Lake. Yes, it is nice. They've got restrooms here behind me. There's showers in here. There's a big hill, a large hill. Now, this is man-made, and there's a lot of little finger peninsulas around the lake. I'm actually going to walk down here and check it out. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Oh, it's beautiful. Hurricane Lake. That's it. Into the trail. At least for today. I'm going to hang out, check out the lake for a little bit. Wind is blowing. It's 1 o'clock, 60 degrees. Temperature is dropping. Loving it. See you guys on the next trail. Oh, Hurricane Lake, you are gorgeous. See you next time.